Hey folks, Sebastian here, showmeat.com coming at you. Today we're doing a shootout with 4 different types of organs. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our hands on a Nord. The Nord C2D has been discontinued and we're kind of still waiting for Nord's new offering. But right now we're just going to show you what's going on with these 4 organs, the difference in the sounds. People always ask me, well, how does it compare to this? And how does it sound against this? So here we're going to use the same Leslie, but 4 different organs. We're gonna allow you to hear all the different nuances of the instrument and kind of get an idea of how does the clones stack up. So we have a vintage Hammond, about a 57, 58 vintage. It's pretty stock except for the preamp, has a custom preamp in it. Unfortunately, it's no longer available, but it has a very deep, rich tone. If you saw the video I did with Russell Paul, a lot of people were saying, wow, that organ sounds amazing. Normally this organ does not go out that much, but this summer it was out for a full summer rental. So I end up bringing it out, and I really love the way it sounds paired with this Leslie. I call this my hood rat. It's like she doesn't look wonderful, but she gives me everything I need. The next organ is the Hammond Suzuki SK5, the newest offering from Hammond. After that is, it looks like a Diversi, but it's an HX3. And last but not least is the Viscount Legend organ. So we're gonna hear all the different sounds and little nuances of this instrument, of all these instruments. Enjoy. Doing. Okay, this is what we call an unofficial shootout. It's not under any type of scientific way of doing it. It's in a room, nothing's mic'd up, it's coming straight through the iPhone mics. In most cases, when people are recording organists, that's where it's coming through. We may try and do it a different way later on, but we just wanted to get this kind of raw shootout. Nothing doctored. Okay, I'm gonna start off with a classic 5758 B3. I call this my hood rat. She hasn't been out in a while. I brought her out this summer for a few events. If you caught the video on my YouTube channel with Russell Paul playing, it's the same organ. Very warm organ, rich tone. Nothing really too modified about it. The only modification has a custom preamp in it. That preamp is no longer available. The person passed away. Amazing preamp. I love the way it sounds. And here we go. Let's start out with a mellow tone first. enough of that. Okay, folks, here we are. Okay, folks, here we are. Hammond Suzuki. Okay, now, everything is pretty much flat. I don't really have anything boosted. Like I said, coming through a real 122 Leslie. Let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have. Vibrato sound like. Now I notice this is a little bit brighter than the B3. It's definitely brighter. You guys will let me know in the comments if I missed something. But like I said, this is an unofficial shootout, so I just want you to kind of get an idea of what the organs sound like straight up, no EQ boost, nothing fancy, just straight out of the box. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna say this here and leave it alone. All of these clone organs, I think they sound better coming through a real Leslie versus going straight out. You can run them out like that, but Leslie just gives it a little bit more authenticity. So that's the Hammond XK5. One thing about this XK5, it also, just like the viscount, has different tone generators and different year of chorus vibrato setting, because Hammond made changes down through the years in how the chorus vibratos sounded. So here is the A100. Here is the B3. Here is the C3. There is your chorus vibrato. Let me go into the menu and look at the chorus vibrato. Okay, so now this one is, it says 59 plus. So they have a few types. This is the 55 to the 57. Now this is the 57 to the 59. Now this is the 59 plus. So it gives you variation. I will say about the Hammond is very tweakable. You can get into a lot of the little nuances of the instrument and really, really dig in. So that's one thing that Hammond does have going for itself. Is very flexible as far as shaping a tone and saving it. So you really have to dig in to get what you want out of it. All right, folks. Now, this organ is a very peculiar organ. When you see it, you've probably seen it on many of the videos I've done down through the years, and you knew it as the Diversi. Unfortunately, the Diversi engine failed on me in this instrument. So what I ended up doing is doing a transplant and putting the HX3 in here. The HX3 can interface with a lot of different keyboard systems. So I was able to put it in here with a few modifications. This is straight. Like I said, no fancy effects. And you notice on most of these organs, I'm not even doing the whole percussion thing, the Jimmy Smith sound. All these clones sound amazing doing that. And a lot of people demonstrate them that way. But in gospel music, we don't really use that sound that much. So let's hear what this thing sounds like with a real Leslie. Seems to have a slightly heavier tone than the Hammond Suzuki. I'm not going to tell you which one of these organs I like more because I kind of want your opinion, because I realize when it comes to tone of organs, it's very subjective. You may like an organ sound in one way, I might like it another way. So we're not even going to get into that debate. But this is just a raw shootout for you to just hear the different tones of the instruments. wish I had a real organist here just to test these organs out. But we're gonna see if we can get Glenn to come by and give it a test out, all right? One other tidbit I'd like to leave about this instrument, the HX3. Karsten over at Keyboard Partners. It's an ever-evolving instrument. He's constantly updating between the algorithm of the tone generator, the preamp, and the Leslie simulator, constantly making changes. And whenever he finds an improvement, he puts it right out there. And that's great. I think that's awesome. It's just like if you owned a regular keyboard and you're getting updates and it's making your keyboard better as time goes on. I think anybody that owns a product would love that. And that's what he does with this. So considering what the HX3 sounded like when I first heard one, and now it's constantly moved up and evolved and gotten better. That's just a little tidbit I wanted you to know. Hey folks, here we are with the last one, the viscount. And by the way, I know some people are gonna say in the comments, and I said this earlier, there is no Nord here. Unfortunately, Nord has discontinued the C2D and they're very hard to get. So I was unable to get my hands on one for this. I'm looking forward to a newer offering from Nord. Let's see what happens. But this is what we have right now. Okay, so now this is the viscount. Now, this is a very interesting instrument. Has a lot of tactile controls right where you can grab them. There's no menu system, which is very cool. So it's kind of, it leans itself more to traditional musicians that doesn't really want to dig into menus. Okay, now this organ has 3 different tone generators in it. So let's start out with the 30s first. Okay, let's see what this thing sounds like. Very mellow tone. Now that's the 30s. The 30s tend to have a little more leakage in it. Now I'm going to switch to the 50s. Now we're gonna go to the 70s. All right, let's fool with this a little bit more. I have the pedals to the lower manual switch. There's a button if you want to bring the pedals up to the lower manual. I guess that's a lot for like jazz guys that like to play percussion top manual and have that deep bass in the lower. But I mean, you can use it however you want to. But when you're playing like a fuller drawbar setting, now here is the 30s. Here is the 50s. Here is the 70s. I guess I'm kind of middle of the road, the 50s. This also has drive, give you more grit. Key click, cross talk, treble bass. If you want more highs. They basically give you 3 different EQs. I like it. It gives you the presets like the Hammond, the original Hammond. You got your push button presets. Oh, and they're the same. Back to the 30s. Like I said, everybody likes what they like, so it's kind of cool to give you variation. '50s, '70s. Those are your vibratos. There's your C1, V2, C2, V3, C3. Here's another little tidbit for you. This is the box you need to get in order to connect the 11-pin organs, all the clones, to a normal 122. And don't be mistaken, these boxes are different for different Leslies. Like they have an 1147 if you have a 147 version. But make sure the amp is what it says it is. Sometimes people convert things, sometimes people put them in the wrong cabinets. I've seen 147 amps in 122 cabinets, and people just read the cabinet. If you plug it in, you will blow the box out. So confirm that it is the correct box. If you'd like to purchase one of these, you could search them out on the internet, or if you have a problem, let me know. I'm a Hammond dealer also. I can get it for you. Thank you. Hey folks, thank you for hanging out with us for this unofficial shootout. And just leave in the comments if you'd like to see us cover anything else, or there was something that we missed, because this was just kind of real raw. But I enjoyed doing it. It was fun just hearing the different organs in that situation. Also, we want to let you know all the organs are for sale except for the B3, including this new viscount I'm sitting at. We unboxed it the same day and put it into the shootout. So it's going to be an open box special, so you'll be able to save some money if you're interested. So let me know. Reach out to us, and we hope you enjoy. As we always say, if you really want to play, don't play around. ShowMeThat.com.